people that say, forget about school, you know,
They're
drop
idiots.
out of school.
They're idiots.
So you think they're idiots? Tell me why.
If you're going to have and run a business, if you don't understand accounting, you're already behind the 8 ball.
Can't you hire a guy that knows how to run
But then
accounting?
they still have to communicate to you, right? I mean, there's people that don't understand the concept of, you know, the difference between profits and cash. You know, oh, your accountant might tell you you're profitable, but your cash is going down. You know, not understanding a breakdown. And when you don't,
You think you need college to learn that?
yeah, I think you do, right? Because it may not, for some people, look, if you're so self-motivated that you can take an online course in accounting and teach yourself everything, you're way ahead of the game anyways. But most people aren't. And I'm not saying you have to go to Indiana. I'm not saying go to an expensive school. I don't care if you go to a community college and take accounting and spend $99 for the class. Just, you know, spending the money forces you to be more obligated to do it. But accounting, finance, lesser extent marketing, sales, if the school offers that, these are all that's the language of business. And so while it's possible to teach yourself these things, and while it's possible to hire them, when you're starting your own company, you don't want to have to spend money hiring an accountant, right? You're already probably going to have to hire a lawyer to set up your well, let me take that. If you've gone through all these classes, you probably don't have to hire a lawyer to incorporate, right? You can probably figure out yourself. And so your cost of opening up a business drops. But even more important than all that, that's the blocking and tackling. That's the language of business. You know, the thing I learned at Indiana that was more important than anything else, I learned how to learn. And learning became far more important to me, because the one certainty in business is that it's always going to be changing. If you're not always learning, to this minute, if I'm not continuously learning, if I'm not just absorbing as much as I can absorb, someone else is going to kick my ass, right? So you talk about paranoia. The greatest source of your paranoia should be knowledge. If someone else knows more than you do, and if you're not learning, if you don't know if you don't know how to learn, if you don't have a thirst for learning and acquiring information, you're SOL.
Do I need to go to school to have that though? So maybe let me restate the question.
Okay.
Here would be the question. The question would be, do I need to get a bachelor's degree? So what you just
I
said,
don't see necessarily you have to have the degree.
Okay, fair
right?
enough.
So
Then
right,
I got
you
it.
have to have the knowledge.
What's good? It's Timeless Rock with TR Mentality, man. Before we get into the video, make sure y'all own your own shit. Now, before we get into this video, man, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on the video, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Timeless Rock Music, man, and make sure you share this video with anybody who can relate and need this information. In this clip, we got Mark Cuban explaining why you have to continuously educate yourself. And any business you do, like I said, we artists on this channel, so we gonna speak from that perspective. You have to continuously educate yourself. You can never think like, yo, I'm at the top of the totem pole. I know everything there is to know. Everybody got weaknesses. Everybody got things they need to improve on, and everybody got things that they just don't like doing. And for those things, you know, you're gonna hire on teams, you're gonna do everything like that. But in this video, we gonna speak on why you just cannot be completely clueless whenever you're running a business. Like I said, we gonna speak from the music perspective first. If you're an artist, you obviously need an engineer to go ahead and mix your vocals and everything like that. And if you are completely oblivious about the mixing process, they could tell you anything, they could send you back anything, and it could sound terrible, or it could take 2 weeks, and they could just tell you that's perfectly fine and that's the way it's supposed to be. And if you have no knowledge in that field, you're gonna be completely oblivious, and you're gonna take that and you're gonna say, okay, yeah, let's do it. For one, if they're taking 2 weeks to mix your song, it's obviously a problem there. They obviously don't have you prioritize the way they should, and they just taking your money and doing what the fuck they want to do. But like we said, if you're oblivious and you have no knowledge in that field, you're gonna take whatever they say. And then going back to the quality aspect, if they send you bad work, if you have no knowledge in the field, yeah, you might be able to say, hey, no, this doesn't sound like the stuff I hear on the radio and wherever else. But there's no real way of you really knowing if he's wrong or not. He could tell you, hey, well, that's your voice. Your voice is only capable of sounding this way. And you being completely clueless, you're gonna take that information and think it's correct. Now, going into what Mark was saying in the business world, if you hire an accountant, of course they're doing the work. Maybe that's just something you don't like to do. Maybe you're not really great with numbers, so of course you're gonna hire an accountant. But like we said, you cannot be completely clueless. As a businessman, of course, anybody you're hiring onto your team, you trust them, you know that whatever they're telling you should be 100% correct, right? And even if all that is true, you should still be able to look at these numbers and understand why they are what they are, and understand that everything is correct and that somebody ain't just trying to get over, or else that's just means for falling off in this business. Like we always speak on, man, the game is always changing. You have to be ready to evolve at any given moment, and just constantly educating yourself and trying to find new tactics that work to grow your business as a music artist. And none of that is possible if you're not willing to self-educate and just constantly learn new things, ask the right questions. Like as a music artist, man. If you get on today in 2021, or if you have a successful business today in 2021, you can't expect that you're at the top of the world and that this is always going to work. Every tactic that you're using in your business, everything you're doing to market your music as a music artist, you can't expect those things to work at all times. Now, yeah, you're going to still implement things in. You could still take things from this section of what you've been doing to market yourself and then further evolve it, of course. But you have to be ready to evolve. You have to be ready to take in new things. There's a reason why Drake is able to have a long, successful career, because if you're not willing to evolve, you're going to have a very short career and you're going to be ready to fall off at any time. You see, Drake has evolved into making music that people can bang today. Now, some of this same music today probably wouldn't have worked in the early 2000s or the mid 2010s. And that's to be expected, because like we said, everything keeps changing. So be ready to evolve at all times and you're going to have a long, successful career in this music thing. But hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all on that note, man. Make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this topic and let me know if you agree with what we talking about in the video. Also, go ahead and leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, and I'm out of here, man. When you pop, they gon' act like they all know you. I ain't had nobody in my pictures that ain't coming with us. When you poppin', they gon' act like they ain't hold you down when they think it's beneficial. Best believe that I was down bad on my dick, it turned me numb. Now I've been flying everywhere.